Lillard dribbles up court. He's at half court from downtown. It's good! Ladies and gentlemen, the Blazers are heading to the second round. Hi, everybody. Welcome to National Raise Awareness About Your Small Market Sports Team Day. I'm Warren Sprague, and today on Just a Preview, we're going to meet with a whole new school, a whole new improv game will be played, and we're going to talk about what it's like bringing improv into this digital age. With me as always, is the Dame Lillard of Jesters himself. It's King Kopy!
All of the references you just said are completely lost on our Jesters world.
I know! It's actually lost on most of the world. Watch the Blazers play basketball. Go Portland. We're going to welcome our special guest in today. They have a hard out, so we have to work around their schedule. This is a great improviser. They're hopping on to show us what they're doing to bring improv into the new age. Let's welcome Tabs Weckerly of West Tech High School!
Hi.
Okay. She bowed.
So I'm immediately getting like pro voiceover vibes. I'm trying to be a voice actor myself, so I'm jealous of everything right now. Can I have your mic?
Yeah, here you go. No, you just take it. No, it's okay. Yes. Here you go. You can have it.
Oh, I thank you. Oh, and you even gave me a pop guard. You're so nice.
You're welcome. I need one of those too. Can I take that from you actually?
Yeah, here you go. Hang on.
I'll steal it.
I'll just take that off. There you go.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think it's got some shipping delays, but I'll get it soon. It's okay.
Oh, and now I don't have a pop guard.
Just to tell the rest of the Jesters world, because maybe they can start following, Tabs has her own podcast that is improv Jesters related, or
yeah, so it's kind of changing a little bit now. So it's called Players Are You Ready, as what we say before all the games. Yeah, so we were instructed by our theater teacher to do not improv podcast, but theater podcast. And so I was like, oh, well, I do Jesters, so I'll do a Jesters podcast. So I've done some things, like I've talked to other people in theater about how improv is helpful. I've talked to other people in Jesters about why they love Jesters. I've done improv with my dad, and my next episode, I'm still trying to get it figured out, but I want to do some kind of like improv conversion therapy and have a bunch of people who don't like improv get on, and I'll make them do improv. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still working on it because it's hard to find people who don't like improv.
So Tabs,
do improv.
Send me the name or the link or whatever, and I'll drop it onto the video here in editing. Like right here. Ta-da! And then a bell is going to go off, and there it is.
I can't stop making incredulous expressions. You've immediately vaulted to like my top 3 coolest people I've ever met in Jesters list. So let's be friends. We need to figure out. Friends. I would love to collaborate if you're ever down. But let's focus for a second on the improv itself. How are you feeling about bringing improv into this media? Is it a challenge so far, or are you crushing it?
Well, it was a challenge at first, but we're getting used to it. There are some things that are definitely weird. I'm trying to think what game we played, but last meeting we played a game where we all had to say something at the same time, and it really wasn't working. We were trying to make a beat, and it just was not working because there were like 20 of us, and it just wasn't happening. But there are other games that have been working really well. We're figuring out breakout rooms, so we're getting there. It's been a while now. It's been a whole, like, I don't know, a few months. So it's getting easier. We're getting there.
Yeah. I was going to say, what's cool about West Tech? West Tech being a technical school, not necessarily having a traditional theater program, actually has a pretty neat little program. So yeah, we can go to these other schools like Warren's at Del Sol or go to Centennial or wherever you go, and they've got giant theaters and giant programs. So at West Tech, they kind of have makeshift black box. I mean, they've got a cool actual setup when we can be physically together, and they've got a giant group of students that are interested and invested and want to do it. So kind of neat. That's not necessarily the case at some of the other tech schools. So Tabs told me she saw the A-Tech video, and A-Tech definitely doesn't have any of those things. So not even close, but just a good committed little team. So it's kind of neat. And then here you are with your microphone in all your glory.
So yeah, I have to ask, cool. What now that we touched on improv for a couple seconds, what inspired you to do this whole Jesters podcast? And awesome, by the way, that's so exciting. I just want to know.
Yeah, so It was originally like kind of an assignment because I'm considered an officer for our drama club just because I'm the captain for Jester, so they consider me an officer. So we were doing these officer podcasts in order to keep people inspired during the pandemic and everything. Since everything was shut down, we didn't really have anywhere to go, anyone to talk to. So we wanted to do these podcasts to get people more involved with social life. So I was like, oh, well, I love improv and I love doing gestures. So I will do something for that. And it's been going great. Some people are having trouble keeping up with them, but I don't want to stop. So I'm gonna keep going with it. I've been having a lot of fun with it. And I think it's kind of cool because like Kopy said, it's a tech school and there's a lot of people who don't really like this kind of stuff because people care so much about their education. So I brought the improv podcast to them and I'm like, hey, here you go.
I'll give you at least a different perspective in that particular realm. I think at tech schools, this can work sometimes almost better. Because I hate to say that the smarter you are, sometimes the easier improv can come. But we all need outlets. We all need, just ways to blow off steam or stress or deal with certain things. So the only unfortunate thing about tech schools is that they don't have built-in theaters or classes or teachers or drama clubs. So the fact that we've been able to do that over these years is awesome. So I agree with you 100%, but I also think there's no reason why it can't work. So, I've been trying to get Southwest back for years and I can't get them, man. Like there's nothing.
I think this has been great for West Tech. Theater, Jesters, I think it feels like a much better place and it's brought other people into our theater program. Like we've gotten a bunch of new freshmen this year and Jesters and theater and it's really cool.
Yep.
Well,
Absolutely.
I gotta say this whole culture you're building is really, really inspiring. Like for real. I know we're at a place on the inspirational part of our show, but what a cool story you have. And I think it's an awesome kind of statement to see how much podcasting is becoming its own almost trade because everybody wants to get one. And if you do it right, if you hustle enough, you can get a real following and really get your own ball rolling without needing any sort of schooling. That's not an endorsement for a lack of education. What that is an endorsement in the artist within everybody. And I think at these trade schools where kids don't get to exercise their artistry as much, it takes somebody like you to root it out of the student body. So good for you. Seriously, I could see you being a real trendsetter for the league. Kids, watch this podcast. I know I'm going to.
We all got a little improv in us. Like we could all do it. The conversion therapy idea is an amazing idea. I remember you saying that in one of your practices. It's an amazing idea. So absolutely. That's kind of what I've been doing for years is going into these classes and doing that. So it works. I'm telling you, it works. Do it.
So let's talk for a second on coaching. Over at West Tech, coaching, what's your situation? What's it like for you? What are you drawing from?
Well, we have Song, and we at West Tech, we adore Song. We make fun of her a lot for having all these other schools, but we love her. She's great, and I think she is a wonderful coach. Every day, we always learn something new, a new kind of rule of improv, a new way to do it. We're learning about miming. We played a song game. We're learning about like rapping. We're learning about so many different things, and I think that's amazing. Like Song does so much for us and coaching overall is just awesome. Like you don't get this experience everywhere. You don't get to say, well, I have an improv coach. Like that's awesome. I love it. It's great. We all love it.
That's good. I'm glad that you are getting something out of Song. She has that unwavering enthusiasm, of course, and that positivity that's really difficult to dislike. And then what kind of, I don't know, have you learned enough from her at this point that you feel like you can channel a little bit of what she's all about? Maybe give us some of her messages as if you were heading out onto the stage to perform?
Oh, so like an impression almost.
Oh, what do you know? It's almost like we've done it 30 times.
Wow, that's crazy. All right. Well, she told me a little bit about this, so I have a kind of a fun idea. Everyone talks about how Song kind of tells everyone to be quiet. We don't really get that as much because West Tech people kind of aren't like that, but something I've noticed from her is when we do miming games, she likes to do this thing. Okay, guys, so we're gonna play a miming game. So let me demonstrate for you guys. A foo 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 foo, a foo foo foo, a foo 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 foo, a foo foo, a foo foo, a foo foo. That's it. That's basically song.
Yes, her gibberish is very foofy.
It's
You killed
always
Kopy.
foo-foo every time. I killed Kopy.
Yeah,
Oh
Kopy.
my god.
No, you nailed her. What's funny about you right off the bat, Tabs, is that you really nailed even just the way she carries her hands. Like, no, I see that. Very good. Have you ever? I get such strong vibes from you. You need to go figure out improv after this. I'm saying go check out Second City and Groundlings and.
Oh my gosh,
watch
I
lots
want
of
to
today.
so bad. I love improv and I always have before Jesters. That's why I was so happy when I found out we were going to be a part of it. I want to do improv so bad. I'm going to college out of state, sadly, or I would look into becoming a coach, but I want to do something else.
Wherever you go, you'll find it. Don't worry. It's there. If you want, even talk to me and I'll help you.
You know what's
So-
better? Wherever you go, you seem like the type who will create it. And that is what leaders are. So good for you, Tabs. You're clearly a captain. I can't wait to see what you do. But first, let's play a game, shall we? We're going to play an improv game that we haven't played with any other school yet. Not a single one. And it's a game that I'm certainly excited to check out, whether I know it or not. What do we got, Kobe?
So we're going to play maybe the hardest game in the hat, and it is called melodrama. So here, just quick note before we even get into this.
Sorry, I'm done.
If you want to go back to a West Tech practice and work on this, cool, but utilize the twins. The fact that they're in the same room together, it will really help elevate this game. Okay, so here's how melodrama works. This is a game where we do almost nothing. Two of us will start out, and it has a pattern to it. We will make choices and movements only at 10-second intervals. That's our goal, but it's going to be too hard to get our bodies to do it. That's how challenging this game is. So two of us will start out, and whoever makes the first initiation, whatever the thing is that we physically do, cool, great. But then we go back to almost like a stalemate. We go back to just a constant, a physical standing and doing nothing. Then the other person is going to make an emotion. 10 seconds later, it's going to have to build off of what it was. So for example, Tabs, if I take a sip of coffee, and then 10 seconds later, you take a sip from my coffee cup. And then no matter what, our whole scene is about this coffee cup now, no matter what it is that we do. But 10 seconds, wait 10 seconds, go, 10 seconds, go, 10 seconds, go, 10 seconds, go. Does that make sense?
This game gets its humor from the awkward pauses that exist here. So we're supposed to feel like we're way too intimate. So feel free to use your space. You know, cameras are great.
Warren, one of me or you should either enter or start. What would you like to do?
I normally don't request this so emphatically, but please start this scene.
Okay. So Tabs,
So
me and you are going to start.
Is there dialogue in this?
There can be, but don't need it.
So it's just movements every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
And then you just stand there, like doing nothing?
Back to neutral.
Okay.
So we're going to start with the first 10 seconds of doing nothing, and then we're going to build into it. Warren, we need a suggestion. What's a physical location me and Tabs could be in?
Elevator.
Pick another.
Bus stop.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
How do we know who starts first?
Whoever makes the first movement.
Okay.
So bus stop is our suggestion. This is our game of melodrama. Let's begin. Ow.
I'm sorry. What happened?
You happened.
No, you.
Touche.
I am bleeding profusely from the punch from a moment ago. Scene. Okay, so
Was that close enough, Kobe?
this is a hard game. I could give a lot of notes on that one. So let's move on and we'll talk.
Yeah. Oh well.
Hard game. Yep.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yep.
What's fun about melodrama is the storytelling is literally 5 seconds of the scene, and it takes absolute team chemistry. It takes all of you knowing exactly where to go together. So, you know, it will never be done correctly. I'm pretty convinced. Ladies and gentlemen, this was an inspirational game, though. I hope you all try to go out there and give melodrama a shot. And just like all of this has been inspiring me today, there's one more thing I think that should bring us all together, and that is music. We love music here at Jesters. We always have a DJ at all of our shows because we know music is what makes the experience a little brighter. Why don't we all take a moment to listen to a little wisdom from a song?
We hope.
I see you drive around town with the girl I love. And I'm like, forget you and forget her too.
Song, sweetheart, it is not that deep. Also, you're annoying.
Okay. All right. Still a little weird. Still tastes a little funky. What a very Portland version of wisdom from the show. Thank you guys for coming. Remember, watch the Trailblazers play basketball, but also remember, we'll be back next time with a whole new Just a preview with a new school, a new captain, more improv. And guys, go watch Tab's podcast. What a cool thing happening. That's bigger than all of us, guys. I have this weird feeling. So go and check that out. Tabs, you've been awesome. Thank you for doing what you do at West Tech. And guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.